I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Fred Chong. Fred is founder and group CEO at WebTVAsia. Hi, Fred. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining me on the show.
Hello, Judy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Now, a quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. Now, Fred, tell me about WebTVAsia and what led you to found the company.
Well, I found the company WebTVAsia about 8 years ago because there was this opportunity that was created by YouTube. So before WebTVAsia, right, I was running a media company in Malaysia. We produce feature films, we sign talents, and we produce record albums. But the opportunity came when YouTube invited us to be a partner in the new so-called monetization model of YouTube, where you see ads on YouTube. So that was about 8 years ago. It finally came to Southeast Asia. So we were invited to participate as a partner. And when I made my first $1,000 on YouTube, I realized there's actually a huge opportunity. If I could do that with just one channel, can I do it with 100 channels or even 1,000 channels? So that's how it got started for WebTVAsia. But again, Malaysia was a small country. So I actually tapped into that opportunity of being a part of YouTube. And then we went to places like China, Thailand. Before you know it, I'm in Vietnam, I'm in Indonesia and Taiwan. So that's how I grew from like one YouTube channel to now managing about 3,000 YouTube channels.
Oh, right. Now, tell me about the pandemic and how it's affected your company. I mean, the world is in a pandemic right now and companies have been affected one way or the other. How has it affected your company?
I think predominantly we are in the digital media entertainment business. So I think the beginning of last year, like early March, April, we were greatly impacted. So the funny thing is, our traffic actually went up, but the revenue that we usually have actually went down by a lot. I think that was the reason that people are actually consuming more content last year, except that the advertisers are actually not investing more money in on YouTube or on advertising. So we were trying to figure out how could we evolve and do more things during the pandemic. So one of the things that we actually experimented was live stream commerce. So we actually pair our creators with brands and products that we know. And then we actually created a new business model of social commerce. So that started about June and July. And over the last 6 months, it has developed into a full-blown business for us. And we are learning a lot. Social commerce is not a new thing, especially for China. So we're actually learning a lot about this business model. And so far, we have created a lot of success stories in Malaysia. And we are very excited that we're gonna duplicate this in Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam in months to come. So to me, we had to think out of the box during pandemic. It was quite a challenge, but I'm really glad that we actually experimented and did something different.
Okay, so now these content creators that you have, are they content creators that are currently on YouTube, or are you finding them elsewhere? Where do you find these content creators?
Well, we always start through YouTube, but then some of these creators, they're all kinds of creators. They are like artists, singers, they are vloggers, they are actually food lovers, so makeup artists. So we actually discover them through social media. But we always start from YouTube, and then we went on to Instagram, but lately, there's TikTok. So there's a lot of social media platforms actually showing a lot of talents from Asia. And we sort of like pick them one by one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, talk to me about what's next for the company. How are you planning to continue to grow?
I think the company is here because we're generating a lot of traffic, and then we're getting a lot of eyeballs because of the content that we produce. But now we actually think about how can we leverage on these resources and influence and actually help brands and advertisers actually reach out to more audience, especially through digital. I think previously we actually had trouble convincing a lot of brands to actually put in more budget through digital. 2 years ago, they were still talking about TV, billboards and radio. But now, with the pandemic, they're actually putting a lot more focus on digital media. And we kind of like, reaping this reward from creating this foundation of establishing we have thousands and thousands of creators under our platform. So right now we're actually doing quite well, and we're quite fortunate in that sense.
All right, one final question for you. You talked about the different regions and countries that you are now established in. Are there any plans to come into the United States when reaching the Asian communities here?
It's a very good question. We only 95% of our content are Asian content. So be it Vietnamese, Indonesian, Chinese, or Malay. But, funny thing is that, US, United States is actually our number 4th traffic. So that means there's a big appetite for Asian content coming from US, be it, US audience or Asians living in US. So, I don't have to go to US. We are already contributing a lot of traffic, that's coming from US.
Well, Fred, it's been great to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much.